YouTube, what's up? And welcome back to part 9 of the Pokemon FireRed Omega Hardcore Nuzlocke. We're coming off back-to-back bangers with part 7 against Koga, and then part 8 last time against Sabrina here in Saffron City. Now, even though we dominated both of those last two gym fights, we did lose a couple important Pokemon along the way. And with that being said, I don't think I currently have enough resources in order to take down Blaine today. I'm still going to try to do it. Like, we're going to head all the way down to Saffron, but we need to grab a few more encounters, because I'm going to go ahead and head off to the box here and show you what I'm working with. And you'll see what I mean by we're not going to be able to beat Blaine. Mainly because, I'll go over the graveyard first. We lost Flygon in the fight against Sabrina, so that was really tough because this is the only Pokemon that I had with Earthquake. And even though I could go fight Blaine with 6 water types, right, and just click Surf with everything. The problem with that is a lot of fire types do get Solar Beam as a coverage option to beat waters. So having Flygon with Earthquake would have been just huge in that fight, and we would have easily dominated Blaine as well. But just to show off what we had on Flygon here. So I mean, as you can see, and these are all the monsters we've lost so far in this attempt, but as you can see, we got some more Pokemon here in the box. But here's the thing, right? My two main water types for this would be Cloyster and Kingler, besides the Gator in my party. But you gotta remember, Cloyster is ice water, therefore is just neutral to fire attacks. And both of these Pokemon, Cloyster and Kingler, have like the worst special defense stats of all time, and I'll go ahead and showcase this. Doesn't help the Kingler's naive nature either. So look, bro's sitting here with a 65 stat in special defense. Even though he resists Flamethrower being a pure water type, probably still takes 80% from a Flamethrower, and Kingler's too slow to KO more than one Pokemon against Blaine. And with that being said, Cloyster's special defense is slightly higher at 80, but this thing is ice water, therefore it's neutral to fire, and no joke would probably get O-code by a Flamethrower. That 221 physical defense stat is looking real nice, but I'd rather save this for Giovanni and his ground types in the 8th gym. And with that being said, if a Solar Beam goes into either Cloyster or Kingler, they're getting O-code guaranteed. Now, apart from that, the only other water type we have here in the box is Poliwrath to go with for Alligator in the party, but well, it's not a bad thing, but kind of for Blaine. So this Poliwrath is adamant nature, as you can see there, which is normally perfect for a Poliwrath, but prior to Gen 4, all water attacks are special attacks, and therefore, if I put Surf or something on this guy, it's any water attack I click is coming off that 74 special attack up there instead of the 117 physical attack. So we can still use Poliwrath in the gym to resist the fire hits, but we're going to need to put a different moveset on this and not even put, honestly, any water type attacks. So the more I was thinking about it, like, we could bring Mad Cargo because I have Rock Throw or Rock Slide on this thing, I think, because it learned it. Okay, yeah, it has Rock Slide now. So this isn't bad, right? Because we resist the fire attacks and we can click Rock Slide. I only have 90 physical attack versus the 152 special attack, but it can still put in work. Apart from that, though, I still haven't utilized the Rock Slide move tutor within the Rock Tunnel, right? In between Lavender and the power plant. So I could put Rock Slide on Zard. That is an option because this is a Jolly Charizard, so it has like decent physical attack. So we got some options, but I'm probably not bringing Metagross because that thing is going to be MVP against the Elite Four. So we're going to leave Metagross behind. It doesn't have Earthquake yet, or I would bring it. Probably a good thing it doesn't have Earthquake because I would bring it against Blaine and I would probably lose it. And then the Snorlax here that we have is a careful nature, but it's just immunity. I didn't get a thick fat one, so maybe bring Lax, maybe not. We'll see. And then I'll probably still bring Electabuzz, the starter. So we'll see. Now, here's the good thing, right? Because I've had a really good box full of Pokemon up until I keep losing them, we haven't really had to do all the encounters. I've passed up a whole bunch of encounters. Honestly, like half the routes in this game. I could go over it real quick, I guess. So as we head down to Saffron here, we're going to do a little bit of backtracking and go catch some more Pokemon. So starting up here at Route 10, I never got an encounter here. I was saving it for later. So we can surf in the water on Route 10. In addition to that, south of Lavender, I have not gone to this route yet, and it actually consists of like 3 or 4 different routes. So it's Route 12, we can get an encounter, Route 13, 14, and 15. And we could probably go in the water for, well, at least 3 of the 4. I'm not sure about Route 14, it's like really short, but I think there's only a patch of grass there. And actually same with 15. And then south of Fuchsia, I never went in the water down here either. So we have Route 19, Route 20, and 21. In addition to Seafoam and the Pokémon Mansion on Cinnabar Island. And also, when I get to Cinnabar, we can resurrect the old Amber, and I'll do that as my encounter for Cinnabar. We could take a second encounter inside of the Pokémon Mansion, but as far as like a static encounter on Cinnabar, and instead of fishing from the shore, I'm going to resurrect Aerodactyl. And another reason why I don't know if I can beat Blaine today is because like Aerodactyl, no joke, could literally 6-0 Blaine if I hit all my rock slides, but I would have to probably get some EVs on Aerodactyl in between episodes. And if I remember correctly, when you... I guess we could start with this today. Let me fly down here and surf down there. At least tag it as a fly location. I'm pretty sure when you resurrect Aero, it comes at level 5. And as you can see down there, the level cap for Blaine is going to be 58. So if it really is still level 5, I don't know if I really want to sit here and rip 53 rare candies to go from 5 to 58. That's a little OD, you know. So let's go ahead and jump here in the water. We did, back in episode 1, we did fish in the water here, and that's how I have this Cloyster on my team with the old rod. But that counts as an encounter for Pallet Town, not actually a part of Route 21. So I actually did... Okay, this water is actually still considered Pallet Town. If I run into something here, I can't catch it until it says Route 21. Okay, so now we're good. We could also get something in the grass. What if there's something crazy down here? You know what? I'm actually going to roll the dice. Do I even have Pokeballs, though? I probably should check that. I really don't. Just 13 Ultra Balls. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and catch something here. Everything's going to be super low level, though. I don't even know what I could chip. Honestly, maybe Umbreon can status it. What do I even have on this thing? Okay. Maybe something can live a quick attack. That's a Tangela, which is kind of annoying because that's normally what's on this route here. I was hoping to find something different. And actually, Tangela can probably live a bite. It has way better... oh, it doesn't even live a bite. Okay, so we failed the encounter on Route 21. Don't care. Tangela has way better physical defense than it does special defense. And now since I just did that, it like quick attack would have done half. I'm surprised Bite O-code, but that's just the difference in the physical defense versus special defense on Tangela. Okay, we're going to go ahead and spray a Repel, and we're just going to full send it down to Cinnabar because now I can't get in any other encounters. Should we juke this guy out? Let's see. Yeah, easy money. This guy too. Oh! Almost got sniped by that guy. Oh there, buddy. Alright. Let's go ahead and grab this Aerodactyl. Even if it is a shitty nature, it doesn't matter because Aerodactyl is an absolute beast. I do also have the Helix Fossil, but I'm not gonna take both encounters. Because again, assuming Blaine is gonna have some Pokemon with Solar Beam, let's go ahead and make a space in the party. We don't need a Rock Water type with Omanite. Anticipating Solar Beams against Blaine, so... let's run over here. I'm assuming it'll still be in the same spot. You actually can't run inside this building, that's why I'm walking. Yeah, okay, he's still up here. Here you go, buddy. Take this chunk of amber. Alright, perfect. Now, I don't remember if you just have to walk through this door or if you actually have to go all the way back outside, but let's just try this. I'm pretty sure it was just through this door. I could also save, I guess, if I get like a modest nature. We can always re-roll it. just a quick little reset of the emulator. But again, this doesn't really matter because Aerodactyl's an absolute monster. And if I go train it a little bit, like on Route 1, beat up a bunch of Pidgey and Rattata to get some speed EVs on it, as long as I hit my rock slides, we could literally 6-0 Blaine with this thing. Now, hopefully it's not at level 5, and maybe they give it to you at like level 30 or 40. at least save me a few. It's not even about saving the rare candies. It's about saving time, right? I'm just thinking about pacing. Okay, it's level 40. That's actually cracked. So maybe we can actually fight Blaine today. Okay. Not the bold nature, bro. Damn, what 120 speed is actually kind of cracked. I feel like that might be a decent speed nature. Bold is hella annoying though, like lowering the physical attack. Nah. Nah. Quick little reset. Hold on. Alright. That never happened. Okay. Run it back. Now watch. Now I'm going to get modest or something like that. Or timid. Actually, timid would still be better than bold. Let's try that again, buddy. Give me something I can work with here. Either way, we'll probably just take this. Even if it's the same bold one, it has 120 HP, so it probably is. Not the sassy. And that really isn't even, It only got like +5 attack. So the other one I think had like a 31 attack IV. Because it had 85 attack, but minus 10% from the bold nature. This one isn't even better. It just lost like 20 points of speed. Okay, well, I really need this to beat Blaine. You know, hey, you know what they say, third time's a charm, right? But no matter what, I'm keeping this one. It doesn't matter what nature it is. But dude, after losing Flygon, I'm gonna need all the help I can get. We've seen in this playthrough how these gym fights go. But no matter what, we're rolling with this one. Not even gonna look at it. I mean, I will later, but not yet. Now, the fact that it came at level 40 is actually really good, because now it's only 18 rare candies. That's a lot less time consuming than what I was gonna have to do. So let me stop off here and buy some more Pokeballs, because we're about to be catching a lot of stuff right now. I can afford like 25 Ultra Balls. That's a little too much. Just go with this. Alright, now, maybe we can get something cool over in Seafoam as well. I gotta figure out how I can even chip these Pokemon to be able to catch them. I don't really have anybody like... It's not really about the low enough level, it's just... having like weak enough attacks. Let me see something here. I'll update the team above my head too in a little bit. I know I benched Umbreon, but... By the way, this Pichu is still a Pichu. And I've rare candied it all the way up to level 50. It's kind of insane. Hitmonchan actually is low enough level. What about this cast form? Oh, right. I was like, how did I even catch cast form? You get it in Silphco instead of what's normally a Lapras in Vanilla FireRed. Oh, he literally only has Weather Ball. That's hilarious. I'm gonna bring this Persian with me because it has really bad, it's a timid nature, so it has really bad physical attack. So I feel like I can KO some stuff and they'll still live. Okay. Now we need to do this thing here with the sprites, just for the heck of it. So let me go ahead and add Persian and Hitmonchan over Umbreon. Umbreon and Lax, right? No, Umbreon and Metagross. I gotta download these sprites from the PMD sprite repository. Right here. Okay, Persian and Hitmonchan. Now, because here's the other thing, right? So even when I add more Pokemon, like in terms of rare candies, I'm gonna have to use so many today in order to have a team leveled up to fight Blaine, which is why, you know, it's probably not gonna go down today. But we'll see. I mean, I'm still gonna try. Okay, so Metagross. Yeah, Metagross I benched. Let's put Persian here on the tracker. Pidgey, Pikachu, Pidgeotto. There's Persian. And Umbreon right above it is going to get swapped for Hitmonchan. Let's see. Hariyama, Haunter, Hitmonchan. Okay. This thing has the worst... well, it's the lowest level and has like the worst moveset. It is actually an adamant Hitmonchan. This thing is kind of fire, but... Again, it only has one physical attack with Mach Punch. Fire Punch, Ice Punch, Thunder Punch, all special attacks in this game. And as you can see, my special attack is 28. Even if it's super effective, it ain't doing nothing. But I can use this in order to catch some mons and like chip them a little bit. So let's go ahead and do this. And once it says, okay, Route 20, so now we can get something here. Let's do this real quick. Or maybe not real quick. It looks like it might take a while. Yo, where the mons at? I guess while we're waiting, I can kind of outline the next... Well, not really the next. It's like the last 3 episodes. As a Wingull at level 6. Nice. I mean, I'll still bring this against Blaine. But you see what I mean about having to use like a whole bunch of rare candies? Okay, so I probably could have used a Pokeball. Not the level 6 Seagull, man. Come on. Ain't no way you're breaking out of an Ultra Ball at level 6, right? Am I seeing that correctly? I'm gonna throw a regular Pokeball. Alright, so let's talk about what should be the last 3 episodes and kind of how they're all gonna go down in this playthrough, right? Assuming I don't wipe to a gym leader. Because as you can see on the bottom of the screen, it says attempt number 2. That is because on my first attempt, I took an L against Misty. We didn't make it very far. And we wiped against Misty, which technically, even though I had more Pokemon in the box, apparently in Nuzlocke that's considered a loss, and you have to start over from the very beginning of the game. This is my first time playing a Nuzlocke. Technically second time, I guess, if you want to count the loss against Misty. So I'm not 100% tapped into like all the rules and whatnot, but bro, why are we struggling to catch a level 6 Wingull? What are we doing here? Let's rip this last Pokeball. But anyway, and no, I'm not going to throw my Master Ball. I see you thinking about the Master Ball, but no shot. Let me go back and talk about the last 3 episodes here. So, assuming I don't decide to rip a bunch of rare candies today, you know, during the recording, and fight Blaine, assuming that's the case, basically what I would do is start off with Blaine at the very beginning of next episode. We just kick it off, battle Blaine, get the 7th gym badge, and then the second half of the episode would be filled with all the shenanigans of the Sevi Islands, right? Because as soon as you come out of Blaine's gym, bro, this... What actually is going on right now? Is this serious? I think I've used like almost 10 Pokeballs at this point. Anyway, so this is part 9 right now. So the start of part 10, we beat Blaine, and then the second half of the episode is all in the Sevi Islands. Well, I think we have to do like the first 3 of them. Then you get to come back to Kanto, and that would conclude part 10. Then in part 11. Because obviously, right after that, you can just fly right back to Viridian City and take on Giovanni. So then part 11 would consist of 2 things. Giovanni and the 8th gym badge at the start. And then Victory Road, navigating all the way through Victory Road, would be the second half of part 11. Finally catch this stupid seagull. Okay, and then that would lead us into part 12. Which, at that point, we would be all the way through Victory Road and we'll save inside the league. So part 12 would be simply to defeat the Elite Four and Gary in the back, of course. Watch, now we're gonna fight. We just found something higher than level 30, of course. This Wingull's at 33 and the other one was just at 6. Are you fast enough to run? You are. Okay. I'm gonna take Hitmonchan out of the front so I can actually repel. And we're gonna go check out Seafoam. Now, could I repel and go all the way to Articuno and Seafoam? Yeah, I could. But I'm not... I mean, Articuno's kind of ass, let's be real here. The only good one of the 3 birds in Legendary Trio is Zapdos. Moltres and Articuno are both mid. But since Electabuzz is my starter mon, we don't really need to catch Zapdos in this playthrough, so I'm not even going to. So instead of repelling, we'll just take another encounter here. Hopefully it's a pure water type and not water ice. Although, you know what? I could wait until I go to the water and just surf around or fish in there. Let's actually do that. I still have the repel active, so let me... Oh, I literally can't even surf here. Okay, so you have to enter Seafoam from the other direction. Well, forget it then. Let's go ahead and take an encounter. Put Hitmonchan back in front. Hopefully I get something like a Slowbro. The thing that I really need against Blaine is we need a Tentacruel, right? Because Tentacruel is water poison, so it'll resist all the fire attacks, obviously, but it also has a good special defense stat, unlike... I don't even want this, man. What are we doing here? Would Frostlass even help me? No, it wouldn't. And Glalie even more pathetic of a Pokemon. Okay, so no encounter in Seafoam either. That was kind of an L. Anyway. Oh, I'm passing up so many encounters. We're gonna go ahead and fly over to Fuchsia here. And then get an encounter on just 19, right? Because I just got one on 20. I thought there was 2 routes down here. Oh, but okay, both sides of Seafoam is 20. So we only get 1 encounter on 19 then. Let's see what it is. I don't think I ever fought these trainers, but again, this is not a story mode playthrough. This is a hardcore Nuzlocke. We're just kind of full sending everything. So let's see what we can find on 19, and then... At some point, I really got to get me a Tentacruel, though, because Tentacruel, Aerodactyl, and Feraligatr could take on Blaine. But if I walk in there with a Feraligatr, a Cloyster, and a Kingler, oh, we're cooked. You know? So we got Pelipper. Oh, dude. What are we doing with this thing, bro? There's just no way. That's okay. We got a bunch more a bunch more patches of water here to try to get ourselves a jellyfish. I mean, hell, I'll bring this too. At least we catch it on the first try. That Wingull was just ridiculous, man. Alright, it went into box 1. Good. I was kind of curious if they were going straight to the graveyard. That would have made me forget about them. Alright, let's go back up here to Lavender and start heading down these routes. And then I'll also... Actually, this is a one-off. I'll go ahead and take it now. I was kind of waiting to... You know, I don't really need this many water types, so like... We could get something here in the grass. We could also go down to the power plant now that we have Surf. Oh, you know what? Actually, there's something cool in this game. I forgot about this. There's actually a hole in the fence right here. And you can just walk straight down to the power plant from the get-go. You don't even need Surf. I might as well take an encounter inside the power plant, although... You know... What would it be besides an Electrode or a Magnemite? Because I already have an Electabuzz. We finally find the jellyfish. Let's go, man. This is what we need to fight Blaine with. And also, having an army of Water-type Pokemon, not only for Blaine, but right after that is Giovanni, who's a Ground-type specialist. So, assuming we lose a couple Water types against Blaine, we can still have like a full party of Water types, if need be, to go fight Giovanni for the 8th badge. So it's not bad. It's not bad. This is a huge encounter, though. Very clutch. Alright, we're going to bob and weave that dork. We don't need to fight him. And I could repel all the way through here and go get Zapdos, but I'm not going to save. It's going to be too hard of a struggle to try to catch Zapdos. So we'll grab this potion and then just grab an encounter and head out. What do we got? A Pikachu? Hey, we finally found Pikachu. Let's go. I can actually Mach Punch this thing. Well, you know, Pikachu might even get one-shot by Mach Punch. It's kind of ass. Alright, that's actually decent range. Now we don't have to worry about this Pichu that's in my box. we can actually use the Pikachu finally. I don't know when that... I was gonna rare candy that thing to level 100 at some point, and bro still would have been a Pichu. It's crazy. Alright, we actually catch Pikachu, which is not bad. I did have one previously in this playthrough and lost it. So now this is the revenge tour of Pikachu. It's kind of nice because now we can actually evolve it into Raichu if I want to. So that's cool. There's our 2 encounters there. Now we have a whole bunch of encounters this way. Will this episode be a little boring if I don't fight Blaine today? Yeah, you know, because it's like, but there comes time in every playthrough where you can't always be full sending it, right? Sometimes you gotta take a step back. You gotta train up, because what we're doing right now is we're grinding, we're training while nobody's watching, and that just sets us up for success in the future, you know? You can't always go in there unprepared, right? I'm trying to, especially with how hard this game is, I'm trying to go into these gym battles prepared as best I can be, because I didn't do that the first time around, and we got absolutely fried. by both Brock and Misty. And ultimately lost the run by battling Misty. Now, could also save an encounter here on this route, and probably should, in case I lose my Snorlax. We can go catch another one. But I'm so confident in my abilities that we're not even going to lose the Snorlax we have. So we're going to let this big fellow just sleep forever in this playthrough. I'm never going to wake him up. Yeah, where are the encounters at, though, man? And also, that's another jellyfish. Okay, so that's Dupe's Claw, so we can re-roll. Also, I feel like I already have all 3 fishing rods, so I'm kind of curious what is actually in this house. I'm interested. And maybe I actually do try fishing, but... Okay, we actually never talk to this guy. Well, obviously, but... That's not what I meant. We obviously don't have all 3 rods, or else he would have said something different. Alright, let's go ahead and try this out then. We'll just fish from right here. And see what the super rod can get. Because there may only be tentacles in the water. You know, I don't know. Let me register this and see what we can find here. Give me like a Sharpedo for no reason. I don't know, something cool. Because there is like there's Pokemon from all the generations, like all 3 generations in this game. We're still just finding a bunch of Kantomons. I mean, this is not bad, right? Kingdra's actually really good. What do we do here? It can definitely take Mach Punches. It has Poison Point, which is annoying. Yeah, but Seadra has an insane physical defense stat. It has really bad special defense, but a really good Phys Def. And there's the Poison Point. How do I get my hands on a Dragon Scale, though, to evolve this thing? By the way, I could care less if Hitmonchan gets KO'd in this fight. It'd be nice to hang on to it, because it is an adamant Hitmonchan, so I'll probably switch after this, assuming I live the poison. Yeah, I do. We may use this. You never know. Well, that's not what I meant to do. But again, we don't have much further to go in this playthrough, right? We got Blaine, we got Giovanni, and then it's straight to the Elite Four. And as you saw with the Pokemon in my box, you can probably guess what my plans are for the Elite Four, right? I think it would be really cool to beat this game with a starter trio of the Fire, Water, Grass core, and not only that, but one from each of the first 3 generations, right? So we got Charizard as our Gen 1 Fire type, we got Feraligatr as our Gen 2 Water type, and then that would leave Gen 3 and Grass type, so we still have that Sceptile. I don't know why, I've never done something like that before, so I feel like it would be kind of cool to win the game with like a Fire, Water, Grass trio of starter Pokemon, but instead of like all the same generation, like a Gen 1, a Gen 2, and a Gen 3, you know? Especially because we're playing like a Gen 3 game, so it's kind of perfect. If this was like Gen 7, then we'd have to have like 3 of the 7 generations, so then it's kind of irrelevant, but I feel like a Gen 3 game with a starter from each of the first 3 gens is pretty cool. So that would be like a half the team, right? The Fire, Water, Grass trio. The other half of the team would just be Metagross, Snorlax, and my starter, Electabuzz. So those 6 Pokemon right there is what I would plan to go through this game with. And actually, now that Hitmonchan is poisoned, let's go ahead and heal that up. And I can go this way and go to 14, 15, and 13. Although, shit, we're right next to 13. I'm just going to keep surfing. Alright, I really want to know how to get a Dragon Scale now. But again, like, trying to use Kingdra, trying to use Hitmonchan, I'm thinking about using all these guys that I'm never even going to end up doing. So I don't even really know why I'm tripping off it. But I'm more so thinking about Sax, right? Because when we fight, up until the Elite Four, yeah, that's the team of 6 I want to use. But in every gym fight and every notable fight, we're going to need to have a couple Pokemon to sack in those battles. This, by the way, is still Route 12 or whatever. We're not even on 13 yet. Actually, let's go. Do I have anybody to cut? I don't think I do. Never mind. I was going to fight that scrub and get the item, but I don't think it's a very good item. I don't remember it being a good one. Alright, now we're on Route 13, though. We can get the first encounter. Do we go with the grass, though? No, because there's 2 more grass encounters after this. Actually, you know what? Route 14 might even have no encounters, depending. Well, let's grab another water type. We're gonna need them. Unless it's only tentacles here, then I don't actually get something. We'll see, we'll see. But yeah, we just caught 3 water types that were all under level 20. So that's a lot of rare candies to go. It's only been a half hour though, so I guess it's doable to fight Blaine. Because you don't, like, he's the one gym where you can just bob and weave every gym trainer by answering the questions correctly. Okay, it's another tentacle. I'm gonna try fishing then. Because it seems like there's only jellyfish out here in the ocean. If not, we'll go to the grass. Like, if I find back-to-back Seadras, we'll just head off to the grass. Okay, that actually is... That'll work. Because it's technically a different Pokemon. I don't know how that works. Would this be like a species clause type thing? Professional Nuzlockers will have to let me know in the comments, but... Or if there's anybody watching in the live stream on Twitch, let me know. But I would consider this a different Pokemon. I mean, once I evolve it, if I gave it 1 rare candy, it would evolve into Seadra, and then it's like... Dupe's Claws. Duplicate Claws is not like a violation or a penalty, it's just... It gives the player another chance to catch something different, you know? But I'm gonna leave this thing as a Horsey. Whichever one of the two have a better nature. Maybe we turn into a Kingdra. But... Unless I can get Dragon Dance on Kingdra, I'm not even really interested. If I'm being real. Now we do need some cash. We are extremely poor in this game, and that's because I spent all my money on a Shadow Ball TM for Snorlax. I would like to buy a second copy of Shadow Ball for Metagross before going into the Elite Four, but we're gonna have to get a lot of money. Good news is we're, you know, insanely high level for this part of the game. After the level cap against Sabrina was 53. Now it's bumped up to 58 for Blaine, as noted on the bottom of the screen there, but we're not really going to be gaining any levels doing this. We're just going to be getting cash. Why do you have a Politoed, by the way? It's intense. The more I think about it, I feel like I had a Dragon Scale at one point. I might have sold it to the shop. I was like, I'm never going to need this. I'm going to have to go back and watch the previous VODs. Unless it's still in my bag, but... I kind of remember having a Dragon Scale, and I was like, yeah, I'm never going to need this, and just sold it for cash. Yeah. I think that's exactly what I did. Well, I'll go back and look it up. Well, not the VOD, I guess. If I sold the Dragon Scale, then it's irrelevant, but... If there is one somewhere in this game... In addition, actually... Okay, that's intense that you have a Melodic. What the heck? That's so sick. And what... That's what I'm saying, like, why couldn't I find a Feebas, man? In all these water encounters I just went through. I should have used an old rod. I'm trolling. But, in terms of the Dragon Scale, I wonder if there's a chance that Horsey and Seadra could be holding one. I think there is. 2600's not bad. You always got to fight the trainers that look like this, because they're rich and they got a lot of cash. But... You know, doing this is also going to take a lot of time. It might not leave us enough time for Blaine, but I think I'm actually going to go for it. The problem with Aerodactyl having 0 EVs and all these Pokemon with no EVs is, like, they're going to be super weak in the gym fight. So that's kind of why my plan going into today was, you know, maybe getting to Blaine, but it's probably better if I don't try that. And in between episodes, like, normally what I do is I put the emulator on super turbo speed up mode. And I just go grind against wild Pokemon for 20 minutes to an hour. You know, depending on how many Pokemon I'm trying to train up. Oh yeah, we already got an encounter there anyway. Is there even any encounters on Route 14? I don't think so. Unless I could fish somewhere. But, I like to do that in between episodes. And then, I just top everybody off with rare candies once I'm done getting a little bit of EVs on them. You know, I'm not going to sit there and fully 252 something, but, you know, with that being said, maybe I'll grind against, because when I put the emulator in speed up, it's pretty quick, right? So I can kill a whole bunch of Pidgeys and Rattatas within 20 minutes, you know? Volt Tackle. What? That caught me off guard. What's the base power? Is it 120? What? I mean, my coverage moves are too good, though. I don't think there's a move relearner with heart scales, though, so it's like now or never for this. That's insane, bro, but I'm gonna have to pass on that. But dude, this would one-shot everything. It's so much stronger than T-Bolt. Even if it's not super effective, it's still 1.5x from being stab, right? Same type attack bonus. So this is really 180 base power. This is like a freaking Z move. Yes, does the recoil suck? Yeah, but if I outspeed and one-hit KO everything, the recoil is irrelevant. Because once I get too low, I just switch out. I mean, I can always buy another copy of Psychic. This was the free copy from Saffron City. Volt Tackle. What? I'm just thinking for like Lorelei in the Elite Four, like her Slowbro, Dugong, like this would OHKO. T-Bolt probably doesn't OHKO them. This would. But I also, it'd be hard to get enough money to get another copy of Psychic. Oh, this is a tough call. I think I'm going to take it over Psychic. I can always rebuy Psychic. Let's do that. I don't know if I have another chance at Volt Tackle. But I know I have other chances at Psychic. I just need money. I need to stop being poor. We're going for Volt Tackle. I want to see what this thing looks like. Quick attack, don't care. Trash. Shiest. Although I think that's the same animation as it normally is in FireRed Leaf Green. Because you see it normally with Pikachu in this game. But having an Electabuzz with Volt Tackle is so sick. I'm in, man. I'm in. Isn't there an item over here somewhere? I guess not. Alright, anyway. Let me see if this patch of grass on the far left side is actually a... I guess we'll fight this guy too, why not? I will need another copy of Psychic for all, like, the poison types, though. But for now, we're gonna have some fun with Volt Tackle. And I'll figure out, you know, how to put Psychic back on this moveset. Maybe drop one of the two elemental punches, but probably not, let's be real. Obviously, Ice Punch I have to keep for all the dragons against Lance, but like Fire Punch would be the most expendable attack. But it does help against, I don't know, pure grass types that aren't part poison that would be weak to Psych. No, I guess Ice Punch does the same thing. Really, Fire Punch is just there for steel types then, huh? Because Ice Punch for grass types, and obviously ground types that don't take damage from electric. I'm trying to think of what else I even need Fire Punch for, besides steals. Honestly, nothing. By the way, I gotta pay attention. I could lose Electabuzz to recoil damage. Oh, we Ice Punch this, though, for free. You know, this is Gen 3, so luckily there is no Focus Sash. They do have stupid stuff like Focus Band, though. As I'm finding out the hard way in my other playthrough that's going on right now, trying to get through the Pokemon Emerald Battle Frontier. And trying to get gold symbols, or whatever they're called, on the trainer card. Okay, so here's Route 14. I want to know if this grass over here is considered Route 14 or 15. I think it's actually 14. The vertical patch of grass. The horizontal one I know is 15. Yeah, let's use a Hyper Potion on Buzz. And then we got a lot of Pokemon to check out in the when we get back to the Pokemon Center. I should fight these guys. It's free cash. I don't know why I'm running away from them. It's more so like a time-saving thing. That's why it's ingrained in my brain to run away from these guys, but I do actually need the cash. And due to the level difference and the you know, the absence of Focus Sash in this game, these are just guaranteed one-hit KOs on everything, especially with the Bird Keepers. But even, you know, even neutral hits, if I'm 20 levels higher, It's still gonna be an Oko. So we'll see, man. I mean, do I fight Blaine here in the next 30 minutes with no EVs on Aerodactyl and all these other water types? Probably not. That's not the smart thing to do. But even if I do, like, I might still try that. The only thing I'm thinking about is I'd have to sit here and use rare candies for 20 minutes on all these mons that I just caught to get them up to 58. And for that reason alone, like, obviously the smart play is not to do that because you have no EVs on your Pokemon. But really, it's also a time thing on the recording, right? Just spending 20 minutes ripping rare candies. If I was watching somebody do this on YouTube and they're going to spend 20 minutes hitting rare candies, I'm probably going to fast forward through that. So the way that I like to record my videos is I want to play the way that I would want to watch the game, right? And so just because I wouldn't want to watch somebody spend 20 minutes ripping rare candies doesn't mean there are people that like to do that, you know? I mean, I don't know why anybody would, but there's probably people out there that'd be like, yeah, this is cool. You know, watching you just click, you know, spam X. Well, I use a PS4 controller, so it's X, but spamming the A button on a Nintendo controller, just ripping rare candies. Let's Volt Tackle this Dodrio. So, because I wouldn't want to watch it, I'm not going to record it either. Is long story short here. So I mean, for that reason alone, that's why I've always been doing the rare candies off camera, and I just kind of keep notes on my notepad about what moves the Pokemon are trying to learn. By the way, I'm kind of glad Electabuzz grew to 54 during the recording, because if I would have given rare candies to him in between episodes to get Volt Tackle, it wouldn't have been as cool. I'm glad we actually got to capture that moment there. Alright, a couple more bird keepers and then we'll get 2 more encounters here. And then apart from the Pokemon Mansion, that's actually it. Well, it's not it, but I have some notes here on my notepad about where else I can get encounters. So well, actually it's pretty close to it, but I never got one in Celadon City though. There is that little patch of water in Celadon City. And I think if you surf on that water, it's like 100%, well, normal FireRed Leaf Green, and normal Kanto in general. For some reason, that little patch of water is like polluted, and it's like 100% Grimer encounters in that water. Grimer and Muck. I think if you fish, you might be able to find water types. But again, with things being changed around in this game and having all 386 essentially in the Gen 3 National Dex available, who knows what I could find in any of these routes and patches of water. Maybe that's where I'll find a Feebas, you know, who knows. But we'll head up to Celadon in a minute. And actually, apart from that, because we did 10, we got a Tentacool on Route 10, and then we just did 12, 13, 14, 15, well, we're doing them right now. 19, 20, 21 I did at the very start. Those were the water routes. And then 23 is leading up to Victory Road, so I can't get there yet. Oh, I could, but because I think now that I have 6 badges, you can get deep enough into that Route 23 before Victory Road where there is patch of grass. Actually, there's also water too, so what am I saying? Could definitely get that now. Oh, I don't have anybody with cut. I think there's a berry over here somewhere. Yeah. Alright, let's fight this guy too. I need to go back and get somebody with cut for the Route 14 encounter. And then we resurrected Aerodactyl. We failed the Seafoam encounter. Actually, I ran away because it was a snow runt. Trash. And then we did Power Plant as well. So it's just inside the Pokemon Mansion, and then Route 23 and Victory Road. Those are the last 3 routes in Kanto. But we also have Sevi Islands. All right, Pelipper, if you're gonna be out here protecting, bro, you're gonna get hit with a Volt Tackle. Ain't nobody got time for that. We're gonna have to wait for the double protect though. Might as well get some water. I can't hate though because Pelipper is in my top 10 favorite Pokemon of all time. And at some point I will make a YouTube video around that. A shorter YouTube video because every video on my YouTube channel is over 1 hour, and that's why my, you know, ain't nobody got time to sit through 1 hour plus videos, so that's why my channel's not doing very well. What I really need to do is make some videos under 1 hour. So something like that, making hey guys, this is my top 10 favorite Pokemon of all time. That's going to be between 20 and 30 minutes. Ideally on the shorter side, like closer to 20 minutes. Because videos like that will find more success versus this. I mean, these are good too. What I'm trying to do with my channel is kind of model it after Picaspri's channel. It's like one of my favorite YouTubers. And probably the content creator that I watch the most on YouTube. Does Muck live a T-Bolt? I'm not really willing to risk Electabuzz there. I feel like Muck could take a T-Bolt, even with this 20 level difference, essentially. Bro has a very high HP and special defense stat. I guess he's just gonna go for Screech. I should have just stayed in, but you never know, man. If Bro clicked, I guess Poison Jab and Gunk Shot don't even exist. Right. Now we gotta deal with this. So yeah, so what I'm trying to do is like model my YouTube channel after Picaspri, like I was saying. We hit through minimize. That's correct. Why can't I do that in the Battle Frontier? So a lot of what Picaspri does is upload his Twitch VODs to his blue channel, and then the yellow channel is where he makes like edited short form content. Not short form, but shorter videos. They're still long form videos, but more like 20-30 minute videos. Whereas his blue channel has the like 2+ hour videos for Twitch VODs essentially. So doing something like that, because I feel like the longer videos, like over 1 hour, are still cool. Like people like that kind of stuff, but they don't have as much success as like 20-minute videos, you know, because a lot of times people don't have. All right, I'm staying in this time. This is the same thing. Muck at 35, the other one was 36. But a lot of people don't have like an hour plus time to dedicate to watching a full video. So if they don't, it's no fault of the viewer. But YouTube penalizes my videos if people only watch for 10 minutes out of the hour and a half, right? And again, because YouTube's automated algorithm tells the algorithm or whatever, it tells itself that the video essentially is not good, because if people quit watching after 10 minutes when it's an hour and a half long, that to no fault of the video, but it tells YouTube that, hey, people are not interested in this video, they get bored and they move on to the next video, when it's not always the case. They just don't have enough time to sit there for the full hour and a half, 2 hours, whatever it is, you know? So that's why it's a bad business model essentially to. I still don't have cut, that's right. I just wanted to open that up. Or you know what, Persian can learn cut, I'm pretty sure. So it's not a good idea if you're trying to start a YouTube channel. Do not follow in my footsteps and upload videos that are super long. It's the worst thing you can do. But it's what I feel is right, and it's kind of my play style, so I'm gonna keep doing it. But if you want your videos to get a lot of views, keep them between 20 and 30 minutes, right? Because then you have better odds of people actually sticking around to watch the videos. And the higher percentage of the video that gets viewed, like if viewers are watching over 50% of the video, YouTube will keep recommending it to other people, and then it'll keep getting views. Oh, this is kind of cool. I'm down for this. Oh, I should have went to Shitmonchan though. I'll just do it now. Bro's about to get KO'd. Let's go to Persian. Oh no, he's got Pursuit. Oh no. So what was I talking about? Let's go for the payday. This might KO, but I'm timid, so I don't think it will. Okay, good. So yeah, if anybody's watching this and you want to start your own channel, okay, of course you get the defense drop. Might actually lose Persian here, but that's honestly okay. I can still use cut even if it's KO'd. So that's the good thing about making shorter videos, is that you will get higher retention time essentially. And then your YouTube will keep its automated system, right? There's nobody behind the scenes of YouTube making these decisions. There's billions of channels. They can't possibly have people doing that. So it's just an automated system, and you know, the more percentage of your videos that gets viewed, that tells YouTube that people are interested in your content, which is not the case. It's just it's a shorter video, so they can sit there for 10 minutes of your 20-minute video. But if they only have 10 minutes of time to dedicate to your 2-hour video, you're gonna pay the price and get a lot less views. I don't know why I'm so bad at narrating as I'm trying to focus on a game, but that was probably some of the worst storytelling you've ever heard. I gotta figure out how to mix and match the both. Now, I think I'm just gonna avoid most of these trainers. I guess I could put Gator in front, get a little more EVs on him. Why did you not battle me? I was expecting the question mark to pop up, but just walked right past her. Of course, it's a Pikachu. Well, actually, I can hit it with Surf. I don't have to activate Static. I was thinking about Static if I went for Ice Punch or Crunch. But, I mean, I'm still going to keep recording videos this way. That was like probably a 10-20 minute dance around of trying to get to the point of where I was about eventually making a video of my top 10 favorite Pokemon of all time, which will include Pelipper. That was crazy. I just went on like a side tangent for like 10 minutes. Anyway, it does give good context for anybody that might be wanting to start their own channel, you know. By the way, this is like a fighting type double battle, so let's bring somebody else in here. Go with Altaria for the fly. Alright, so we got one more encounter to go here on Route 15. I just want to go get the item at the end of this, and then I'll jump in the bush there. Get an encounter. Well, you got your own Hitmon combo. Okay. By the way, I don't know, you probably saw it in the box at the beginning, but I do have both Hitmonlee and Hitmonchan because outside of the fighting dojo in this game, there actually is an adjustment, and they added an NPC that gives you a Tyrogue, because now you can get Hitmontop in this game. So I got the Tyrogue from that NPC, but then it evolved into Hitmonlee. But then I still went inside the dojo and fought all the trainers, right? And then I got the free Hitmonchan, so that's how I have both. But Hitmonlee, I did give a bunch of rare candies to, so he's like at level 50. Hitmonchan I didn't touch yet, that's why it's still at level 30. Because I didn't even get them in the same episode, I got them separate. There's one more trainer. I'm not going to fight the rest of these trainers down here. I need to because I need the cash, but I'm not going to do it for time's sake. You got the Clefable? Is this thing going to Mega Evolve? I couldn't help but see the spoilers about the new Mega Evolutions in Legends ZA. If this thing pulls oh, it can't pull Fisher actually. Well, it can pull it, but it won't work because it's at lower level. I've been playing a lot of Mystery Dungeon too, and specifically Purity Forest. And there is Togepis in there that wiggle their finger with Metronome, and they just be getting Fisher for no reason. and your run in Purity Forest. Super annoying. Rain Dance, not good. Oh, speaking of TMs though, I need to go back to Celadon for an encounter, but I also need to buy more copies of Dig. I already have a Pidgey. Do I count that as Dupe's Claws because it's actually a Pidgeot? You know what? I don't even care. We don't need an encounter here. I think we have enough options to beat Blaine now. I just got to train him up a little bit. And it's just about at the 1 hour mark. Let me go buy a copy of Dig while I'm thinking about it. Because, yeah, Poliwrath can learn Dig, right? And does he actually have Brick Break, or should I buy another? I'll just buy another copy of Brick Break. I shouldn't be spending my money on this stupid shit, though. I need to save it for, I'm up to 25k, but we definitely need a copy of Dig for Poliwrath. I feel like he might already have Brick Break. I guess I could also put this on Metagross with this extra copy. Well, it's not bad, but Poliwrath with Dig, we can bring that against Blaine, definitely. There's no point in slapping Surf on it because Adamant Nature, his special attack is so bad. But I mean, I think we got a full squad now. Let's go ahead and check out all these Pokemon that we just caught. Check their natures and stuff. Back to back You know, not ideal Aerodactyls. Let's see if the third time was the charm. I still have not looked since getting this third one. And it's terrible, because Rash boosts special attack and lowers special defense. 111. The speed keeps getting worse and worse. This one is a lot stronger at 96 attack. The first one had 85 attack. The second one had a little bit less. This one has 96. But the first one's speed was like 124. The second one I think was 120. It was a little bit less. But also it was a sassy nature. And this one has 111. So this is the slowest of the three, but also the strongest offensively. But Rash nature lowering my special defense is kind of annoying. Anyway, this thing is going to go down in the fight against Blaine. There's no way I actually... But if I hit all my rock slides, I could 6-0 that scrub. I only have ancient power, though. Never mind. So, we can still get rock slide in the rock tunnel. Now, Aerodactyl might also learn rock slide when I go rare candies from 40 to 58. That's 18 levels, 18 chances to learn rock slide. So we'll have to see. Let me organize all these mons in a row here. Actually, we can put them right here. And the Tentacool. Oh, and this Pikachu. Swap it for Zard. So this is everything I caught today, from Seadra down to Pikachu. Well, I guess Aerodactyl counts too, but we just looked at that. So we actually just caught 8... Well, I guess not caught. Aerodactyl wasn't caught, but we acquired 8 new Pokemon today. Aerodactyl plus this row of 6 and the Pikachu. Not bad. Now, you don't have an item, and neither does Horsey. Damn, man, I was really hoping for a Dragon Scale. Brave Nature is trash. Boost attack lowers speed. And then the Horsey was the opposite. Not the opposite, but... I guess... Well, okay, it's not the opposite. You know what I mean. Quiet Nature boosts special attack, lowers speed. And Brave boosts physical attack and lowers speed. So they both have a speed lowering nature and a attack boosting nature, but just opposite attacks. I guess the opposite of Brave would be like timid, right? So, you know what I meant. Anyway, speaking of Brave nature, we got Brave Zangoose. Boost attack, lowers speed. Not ideal, but... yeah, again, probably never going to use that. A modest Wingull. That's not bad. I will slap Surf on this and bring Pelipper against Blaine. 100% I will, because it's modest. Again, not expecting much out of this guy, but first it needs 52 rare candies before we can even fight Blaine. And a Jolly Remoraid is ass. I don't even know if I'll bring its evolved form. We'll see. I'm going to go ahead. This is actually perfect, by the way. Calm Nature, boosting that Spadef. Perfect for Tentacool. I'm going to go ahead and build a team for Blaine. Like, I'll put all 6 of them in my party before ending the episode today. But as you can see, it's way too many rare candies. So, Liquid Ooze is also trash, by the way. I'd much rather have Clear Body. All this does is protect you from Giga Drain. It's pointless. But, and then what do we get for this Pikachu? Mild Nature, boost special attack, lowers Fizz Def. Lowering defenses don't matter. Pikachu gets one shot by everything, so... okay. And it comes with T-Bolt. That's kind of funny. Okay, so let's go ahead and build a team for Blaine then right now. But I think due to where we're at in the recording, I don't think I'm going to have enough time. So we're bringing this, we're bringing Arrow. We're definitely bringing Wingull. God, if only these mons were a little bit higher level, I could do it. Oh, you know what? I need to fly back there anyway, because I'm gonna deposit Altaria after I fly. I probably don't bring that. You know what else? We have to go through the whole Pokémon Mansion anyway to get the key to unlock Blaine's gym. So that's what I'm gonna do. And then after getting the key, then we'll save. Let me see what this guy gives, by the way. And then oh, it's soft boiled. Okay. I thought maybe he gave a lucky egg. I forgot what he does. That's right. I knew it was soft boiled. I'm gonna try to surf in here, by the way, and see what I can get. Let's put Altaria in front because I can paralyze stuff with Dragon Breath, make the catch rate easier. Is this still Grimers and Mucks? Whoops. I really should fish in here, but I think we have enough water types to check Blaine. It's a Psyduck. I'm down. I'll catch it, but I probably don't bring this against Blaine. I think we have a good enough squad for Blaine now. I need to leave Kingler and Cloyster behind. Like, they'll be good against Giovanni. They'll be trash against Blaine. So we catch a duck here, which is kind of cool, but probably never going to use it, let's be real. But again, I'm going to hit rare candies on all these guys in between episodes. I'll log all the moves they learn, and maybe they get something that's useful. So let's head back here and go through the whole mansion. We gotta get the key to unlock Blaine's gym. Unless you don't need to in this game. Okay, you still do. Alright, in that case, I'm not bringing the level 6 Wingull with me. We'll just go take out all the same mons so that I don't have to adjust the sprites up there. I will at the end of the episode, when we actually build a team. But for now, I'm just going to run it back with what I had. Because I'm too lazy to download new sprites and adjust them right now on the fly. No, it wasn't Metagross. It was Hitmonchan. Over Wingull. Alright, that should be good. I also need to heal, by the way. I still haven't done that since almost draining all of Electabuzz's PP by fighting all the bird keepers. Alright, this works out better because we're going to spend the last, 10-15 minutes here going through the mansion. And that way, it's better because that way I can actually get some EVs onto Aerodactyl. I need to go KO a bunch of Pidgey and Rattata, get some speed EVs on that thing because it looks like I got like a really bad speed IV. Probably 0, let's be real here. But I'll run that through the calculator later. But 111 speed for neutral on Aerodactyl has got to be really bad. Considering the first one was like Bold Nature with 124 speed or something like that. Even the second one was Sassy with 120. So that's a 10% reduction to speed, and it was still almost 10 points faster than the one that I ended up getting. But whatever. We can also get an encounter here that we can catch. Let's see what it is. And actually, I'm going to put Hitmonchan in front. It's the best thing to chip stuff because it's lowest level. Alright, our Pokemon Mansion encounter is a coughing. Okay. At 38. Well, you definitely live these hits easily. Probably take 4 Thunder Punches just to get it under half. Okay, that's all I needed though. That's why I was going for Thunder Punch. I was hoping for the para. Alright. That's not bad. If I got poisoned there and like it broke out of the Ultra Ball, you could have killed me with the next Sludge. But I feel like I should catch this first try, right? Yeah, because she's paralyzed. That's why you go for the T-Punch, man. Or the Dragon Breath with Altaria. You gotta paralyze stuff. Makes the catch rate so much easier. Alright, cool. We caught a coughing that we're never gonna use. Nice. Alright. Put Buzz back in front. I gotta be careful I don't over level Buzz to 59, but there's obviously no chance of that. I don't know if I need to hit that one, by the way. Oh yeah, I can repel too. What am I doing? Thankfully that was not what we found first. Although actually, no, it's not gonna have Imposter. There's no hidden abilities. What am I talking about? But you never know. In ROM hacks like this, like it could have Imposter. It's not guaranteed to just be, vanilla abilities. Okay, I was not actually supposed to hit that switch. Whoops. You know what? It's been so long since I've been in here. Let's actually run through and grab all the items. At the end of the day, I could sell these for money too. I do need money. Am I going to read the journals? No. This is not a story playthrough. But it has been so long since I've grabbed all the items in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do it. Usually I never do this, regular playthroughs. I don't even remember how to get to that one over there. Because you know what? At this point, we're just going for some filler stuff here for the rest of the episode. We'll uncheck that. I definitely missed some items down here, though. Okay, another rope. I think there's one down here, right? Oh no, it was in that one. Okay, that's the exit down there in the bottom right. So where's the switch? There it is. I don't even remember what all these items are. I mean, they're not good items. That's why I usually don't ever do this. But the vitamins do sell for basically as much as a nugget does. So yeah, we found 3 vitamins. That's like a quick 15k right there. That's not bad at all. Okay, now we need to undo this again, and then go upstairs. Max potion, we'll take it. By the way, I mean, it goes without saying, but I'm going to say it anyway, because, you know, you can't assume people watching this know exactly what all the journal entries say, but if you read all of the journals in here, they explain a lot of the lore behind Mew. And, oh, another vitamin, that's great. Perfect. So it is kind of cool to read the journals, and, like, when I do a playthrough of, is there an item over here? I don't even remember. When I do a playthrough, a regular, casual playthrough of Leaf Green version, I'm going to do it with poison types only on the squad. And when that happens, I'll go ahead and I'll read the journals. We'll read all the dialogue with all the characters. But I feel like in a Nuzlocke, that's just not the play. So, that's why we're not doing it here. But again, at some point in the next year, I will be doing a playthrough on the channel. You know, I don't even want to consider it a challenge run, because it's just going to be a vanilla copy of Leaf Green. You know, something along the title of like, can you beat Pokemon Leaf Green using only poison type Pokemon? With like a clickbait thumbnail, like, but it's not going to do anything, but it's going to be along those lines. I'm not into the clickbaity stuff. I'll just be like, poison types only run through Kanto type thing. Just like I did with water types only in Hoenn. Ampharos is insanely bulky, by the way. That's crazy. 10 levels lower. And this is Gen 3, so your electric types can still get staticked. And you can even get hit with T-Wave. Although, don't I have static too, or do I have Volt Absorb? I have Volt Absorb, it's funny. on my original attempt, again, as you can see on the bottom of the screen, it says attempt number 2. But on the original attempt, I had a Electabuzz with static as my starter. This one has Volt Absorb though. Alright. Anyway, I just want to go check for an item. It's easy 2200. But now I'm going to put Gator in front. I'm not even going to waste like a Paralyzed Heal and a Potion. We only have to fight, I think, one more trainer in this whole place. I must not have a Repel on anymore. That's what I was looking for as my encounter instead of coughing. I want to get another Eradicate with, well, not another, I never had one, but I want to get Eradicate with Guts. It's way more powerful than, well, Eradicate with Runaway doesn't even do anything for it. Just lets you run away from wild Pokemon. Alright, so we find like every single vitamin in here, which is kind of cracked. That's going to be a lot of cash. Let's do this. I think we can avoid this guy, yeah. And there's the Carbos. I was going to say we found everything but the Carbos, I think. And then, I don't think we need to fight anybody else. I'm pretty sure they're all avoidable. Maybe I'll fight one of them. So we found calcium, protein, and there's iron and zinc, and then just found HP up in Carbos. So yeah, it's literally one of everything. That's a quick and easy like 30k though, so I'll take it. These guys probably don't give that much money, that's why I'm not even gonna bother with them. I really don't see the point. We obviously don't need the EXP. That's why I'm doing rare candies. If I wasn't doing the rare candy thing, I mean, this playlist would have been 30 episodes long. I'm just trying to do a quick blitz of the game. You know, well, my plan was to do it in 10 episodes or less, but because we took an L to Misty in the first attempt, that basically means that this run that I'm on right now didn't even start till episode 3. So with that being the case, we're going to have to go all the way into episode 12, basically, in order to beat the game. Now, again, had that not been the case, we could have done it in 10 episodes. But, it is what it is. Alright, let's go ahead and rope out of here. I don't feel like walking all the way out. And then we'll sell off the medicine, and let's go ahead and figure out, you know, what's the team we're going to bring against Blaine. Now, well, I was thinking about Rock Slide. I was going to explain something about that in a minute. So here's the thing, right? There is that tutor inside of Rock Tunnel that teaches Rock Slide, right? And we found him already in this playthrough. I just didn't utilize it yet because I didn't know where I wanted to put it. Let me make a quick 30k here by selling off all these vitamins. This is great. That's really good. All the way up to 52k. That escalated quickly. Oh, we have a Thunderstone for Raichu too. But I also have a Light Ball on my Pichu, which I could take off for Pikachu. Anyway, so back to Rock Slide, right? Charizard can learn Rock Slide and would not be a bad option to bring against Blaine. I kind of like that idea. But that's going to depend upon if Aerodactyl actually learns Rock Slide as I'm giving it rare candies. I don't really want to just rely on Ancient Power. It's not strong enough and doesn't have a chance to flinch, right? It does have a crazy secondary effect, but... So here's the thing. I'm not going to put Charizard on the squad right now when I save and end the episode, but that is the kind of caveat. If Aerodactyl gets Rock Slide, we'll swap somebody off for Zard, and I'll teach Zard Rock Slide and bring it. But if Aerodactyl doesn't learn Rock Slide, I probably go to the move tutor and teach it Rock Slide. So I think we need to bring this with Dig. We need to bring Pelipper because it's modest. What else? I need to bring this because it's a calm nature. It's really gonna have great special defense. And that leaves 2 slots open. Let me just deposit. I mean, I should probably bring Gator too, but and Electabuzz. But we can probably do this without bringing any of the main mons, and just ensure we don't lose anybody good. All right. So what are we looking at? We're gonna have a calm nature Tentacruel to really tank hits, fire back with Surf. A Pelipper to spam Surf. Adamant Poliwrath with no water attacks. It's just going to have like Brick Break Dig. And then an Aerodactyl with Rock Slide. So we have 2 physical attackers and 2 special attackers that are just going to spam Surf. So I like that. I like that. I probably will bring Gator, but I'm just thinking about, like, I don't need to, you know. We can cook Blaine with these 4 Pokemon right here. I'm pretty sure. I would love to do it right now, but again, Wingull at 6, Tentacruel at 9. It's just not... We need to get him up to 58. I'm not going to sit here and rip that many rare candies. Oh yeah, Magcargo was an option too. Due to the resistance and having Stab Rock Slide. He has such a bad physical attack though. Well, it's not horrible. It has really good bulk. And recover. I think I'm going to bring this actually. No joke, I think I need this against Blaine. That gives us 3 physical attackers, and then I'll have like 1 more Surf Spammer to go with these 2. Who do we want as a Surf Spammer? Octillery would be so bad. I can't bring that idiot. There's just no way. And then again, Cloyster and Kingler I'm not bringing. We're saving those for Giovanni, for the big boss. Alright, I'm gonna bring Gator too. We need at least somebody that's good here. Okay. That's gonna be the squad. I'm not even gonna put... Well, I still might put Rock Slide on Charizard, but I'm not actually gonna bring Zard. So we're gonna go ahead and do all these sprites right now. And then, but I'm gonna have to change them at the start of next episode anyway, because these Pokemon are gonna evolve in between episodes when I do the rare candy thing. Unless I evolve them right now with rare candies. I'm gonna do that actually. This is gonna be extremely slow, but this way I won't have to change the sprites in between episodes. So let me show you how slow this process is. And good news is they're not gonna take that long to evolve. Wingull I think is 24. Tentacle I don't even know. It's like high 20s, low 30s. Nice. We got Constrict. Let's get it. I really hope Aerodactyl learns Rock Slide so I don't have to waste the tutor move on it, because if I spam X hard enough, it actually avoids the other screen. Where the Pokemon come up and like it shows them eating the candy. Because that's like an additional screen we just don't need to sit through. So I'm just like spamming X on my PS4 controller right now. But again, hopefully Aerodactyl learns Rock Slide. We got to go from 40 all the way to 58, so he's got 18 chances to learn it. If that's the case... Oh, I didn't spam it quick enough. We saw Tentacool there. Nice. We got Acid. Perfect. Again, only going to ever click Surf in this fight. So whatever he learns is completely irrelevant here. And same goes for Wingull. I'm literally just going to click Surf in the fight. And, you know, Wingull's... Let's be real. Wingull probably doesn't survive the fight. And neither does Aerodactyl. They just... I don't know. They don't really have the stats to survive. Tentacool can take a bunch of hits. So can Poliwrath. And so can Magcargo. And then Gator, I'm probably not going to even let Gator see the field unless I absolutely have to. Because I really want to use that thing against the Elite Four. I think the moveset's Fire. Bubble Beam? Sure. Even though I'm going to teach you Surf anyway. Never going to need Constrictor Acid. Poison Sting, Supersonic could actually be useful. Again, I'm only ever going to click Surf, but you never know. Maybe there's something really bulky that Blaine might have that I need to Poison Sting and poison it. What's like a really bulky Fire type? Camera Up, but Camera Up would die to Surf anyway. Alright, I think it's 28, right? No? 33? I don't remember when Tentacool evolves. 35? Actually, it kind of sounds right. Wrap? No. This is not Gen 1. Oh, it's 30. Okay. I'm pretty sure Pelipper to Wingull is 24, so it's not going to take that long. Also, while we're doing this, I should download the sprites. Oh, I already had Tentacruel. I'm an idiot. Okay. I'm pretty sure I have Pelipper too. Why is bro trying to learn Wrap again? What are we doing? So who else do we got? Aerodactyl, Magcargo. I don't think I have a Magcargo sprite. Let me see if I can do this. I'm gonna spam X with my left hand and then right hand on the mouse. Try to change sprites at the same time. And I'm probably, now that I'm not looking at the screen, I'm probably gonna overwrite a move. But again, doesn't matter because Surf is gonna be the only thing I click here. So let's find Tentacool or Tentacruel. Let's put in the first slot there. Oh, here it is. Tentacruel. Okay, what else do we need? For Alligator's already there. We need Aerodactyl, Magcargo. There's Aerodactyl. I don't think I have a Magcargo sprite. I probably have Poliwrath. Pretty sure I've used that before. I see Poliwag. Polypiplup. Poliwag, Politoed. Oh, Politoed. Okay. I don't have Poliwrath. Kind of a hideous looking sprite, if I'm being real. Okay. It's too hard to type on the keyboard. I gotta save. I gotta save the images from the PMD sprite repository and then find them in here. Alright, there's Poliwrath. And then... Oh, I did Aerodactyl. Oh, Pelipper. Pelipper and Magcargo. I probably have Pelly. Magcargo. What are we trying to learn here? Mist? Perfect. Exactly what I wanted. Magcargo. 444 rare candies. Let's get it. I need to use 3 more though. This actually is, by the way, is probably enough rare candies to finish off the game. So I won't need to add any more. Unless we, you know, against Giovanni and Blaine and Giovanni, we lose a bunch of Mons. I might have to rare candy up some new Pokemon, but again, the main 6 that I want to use for the Elite Four are already at like level 53 because of Sabrina's fight, so we're looking pretty good. But you don't evolve at 24? Maybe it's 25. It is, okay, it's 25. I don't know why I always thought it was 24. This is like the same thing when I try to play Emerald Rogue and do the sprites at the same time as I'm trying to play the game. It's a little OD for me to handle, but doing what I can. Alright, Mag Cargo. And finally, Pelipper sprite for Snorlax. I should have Pelipper, right? Protect? I'm actually down for that. Protect is a lame-ass attack, but more useful than Growl. At least I can scout against Blaine. I'm going to lead with this, by the way, now that it has Protect. Decision has been made. Let's see, Poliwrath. Wait, who am I? Oh, Pelipper. Primarina, Poochyena, Ponyta, Petlil, Persian. I don't actually have Pelipper. Nice. Okay. Okay. Boom. That is going to be the squad right there for Blaine. That's pretty crazy. It's not a very good looking squad, but the thing is, it's a fire type. He's gonna have 6 fire types maybe. Has any trainer had any gym leader so far had a Pokemon that wasn't in their type? I don't think so. I'd have to go back and watch the VOD, but I think they've all had, like even Koga actually had all poison types, I think. We wiped the floor with Koga. Metagross just went ham in that gym battle. So again, everybody's got to get elevated here to 58. We can juke all the trainers in the gym. We just got to answer the questions on the test. So I think I'm going to go ahead and cut it off here. And again, Tentacruel, I'm going to teach Surf. I guess I could do that real quick. It doesn't really matter to show it on camera, but since we're here. No, it doesn't matter, because when I rare candy them up further, the movesets are going to change anyway. So I'll teach Surf also in between episodes. We'll save that from being on camera next time, but I'll teach these two guys Surf after I get them all the way to 58, then I'll do Surf at that point. Oh, Poliwrath, I can slap Dig on Poliwrath though. I want to do that real quick because I'll probably forget. And then, do I have a fighting attack on Wrath? I think I do. Oh, I have superpower. Okay. By the way, Rain Dance might actually be clutch. Normally, Rain Dance is garbage, right? I wouldn't have it on Poliwrath, but I'm also expecting, because of what I said earlier with Blaine having Pokemon with Solar Beam, a lot of fire types get Solar Beam as a coverage option. Like even, I think, pretty sure Rapidash learns Solar Beam. So he has a Rapidash and an Arcanine. Who knows what else? But it's going to be 6 absolute monsters. He ain't going to have Growlithe and Ponyta. He's going to have Arcanine, Rapidash, Ninetales, and probably 3 other Pokemon from other gens, right? Camerupt. Maybe he'll have a Magcargo. What other fire types are in Hoenn? Anyway, who knows? He might even have Blaziken, Typhlosion, or Charizard, and you never know. But the thing about Rain Dance, and going back to what I was talking about Solar Beam, is what's a way to abuse Solar Beam? Set up Sunny Day. So it's Solar Beam, you can spam it turn after turn after turn. So I think I'm actually, for that reason, and I'm expecting Sunny Day to get set up, I think I'm going to keep Rain Dance here on Poliwrath. Also, I just found the Rain Dance TM. What if I put that on Pelipper? I'm going to think about that, but we literally just found Rain Dance on Route 15. And there's no way Pelipper has Drizzle, right? It's just going to be Keen-Eye. Imagine if it does have Drizzle. That'd be so sick. Yeah, Modest with Keen-Eye. Okay. Solid physical attack stat, 32. Again, flying attacks are all physical. Doesn't matter. I'm just spamming Surf. But I could go Surf, Protect, Rain Dance, Supersonic. I don't know. We could also be annoying and give Pelipper Attract. I saw that in my bag. Superpower is garbage for Poliwrath. I should probably teach Brick Break over that, but you know, Superpower you can't spam over and over again because it lowers your stats, but it also is kind of a one-hit KO, whereas Brick Break is a hell of a lot weaker. So I kind of like this moveset, and I think I'm going to roll with just that. We just got to move Rain Dance to the top, because we gonna make it rain in that gym, I'll tell you that right now. Alright, that'll be the set right there. And then Pelipper and Tentacruel, I'll put Surf on after I get him to 58, like I've said like 6 times now. And then Aerodactyl hopefully learns Rock Slide. If not, I'll run back to the Rock Tunnel and teach it Rock Slide. And I'll say that if that's the case. My Cargo's moveset and Gators are already good because they're already leveled up pretty much. So that's it. That's going to be the squad for Blaine next time. And it ends up, what I was talking about earlier is going to be the outline for the rest of this episode. So, again, this is part 9. So when we come back for part 10, we started off, and I'm going to save it right here actually. We start off part 10 by walking through that door, kicking Blaine's ass, and getting the 7th gym badge at the start. Then the second half of part 10 will be no choice, but we got to head off to the Sevi Islands. We're going to, once we come out of here with the badge, bro's going to pull up right here and be like, hey man, hop on the boat. We're going for a ride. All right. And then we go to the Sevi Islands. We got to deal with the first 3 islands. Not fully, but partially deal with the first 3. And save that girl that's kidnapped by, you know, Hypno in the forest. After doing all that, to finish off part 10, you know, I'll come back here to Kanto, and I'll probably fly to Viridian City and, like, save the game there. You know, just thinking ahead. And those 2 things will conclude part 10. Gym badge, Sevi Islands, part 10 done. Come back for part 11. Instantly right into Giovanni's gym. You already know the outcome of that. We're going to dominate Giovanni. I got an army of water types. And I can finally put Sceptile back on the squad. Bro's been benched for like the last 3 episodes because can't bring Sceptile against Koga. Definitely can't bring it against Blaine. Get Oko by a flamethrower. So Sceptile will probably come back. Join the team for the Giovanni fight. Along with Feraligatr, Kingler, Cloyster. You already know. Easy money, man. Easy money. And then that'll be the start of part 11. And the second half, we're just going to be going through Victory Road, getting all the way through Victory Road, and then saving at the Pokemon League. Boom, part 11 done. Easy money. Depending on who else we lose along the way, then we're going to have to craft a team for the Elite Four, which will be part 12 and the conclusion of the playthrough. Again, I don't even understand how people are supposed to beat the Elite Four in a Nuzlocke, because gym leaders, we can beat them, but we lose a couple Mons every time, right? Easily can just replace, substitute in somebody else, you know, hey, get in the game, man. You're off the bench and into the game. Elite Four is a whole different beast because, for example, if I lose one Pokemon, just one, in each of the Elite Four battles, you don't get to replace anybody, man. So you're telling me I have to go fight Gary with 2 Pokemon against his full team of 6? We're cooked. This is going to be real interesting. The next couple episodes, par for the course, right? Even if we lose Mons against Blaine and Giovanni, just replace them. Not that hard. But I genuinely don't understand, and we're just going to have to figure it out when we get there, but how do people actually beat the Elite Four in Nuzlockes? Again, this is going to be the first time that I ever get to the Elite Four in a Nuzlocke. This is my first time ever trying one. But, you know, in between battles, you can't just revive Pokemon. Like, once they're KO'd, they're KO'd. What you're supposed to do is go deposit them in the graveyard box, which I've been doing, but of course we can't do that in the Elite Four. They're just going to be left on the party dead. And it's going to happen. There's no way I can go through the Elite Four without losing anybody. But as long as we can get to the Gary fight with 4 out of 6 Pokemon, sure, then I have a chance. But if I get there with only 2 Pokemon versus his full team of 6, things are going to get real shiesty. But you know what? We're still going to come out on top. Take that to the bank. Because even though, you know, I'm going to get confused, I've been making some bad plays. The movesets are crazy, by the way, in this. They're really juiced up, especially the early gyms. But if you think that's going to stop me, you're out of your mind, man. We're still going to get in there and not only beat the Elite Four, but we're going to kick Gary's ass and win this run. That I can guarantee you. How it's going to happen, I got no freaking idea. But the only thing I can tell you is it's going to happen, man. So, with all that being said, this is... Oh, I got to save, too. I'm kind of trolling right now. Imagine I just turn off the emulator without saving. That would have been tragic. So we're 21 hours into the run now, which is kind of insane. Although that's not... If you go look at the YouTube playlist, add it up, it ain't going to equal 21 hours. The reason there's so much playtime in this is because of the, you know, the little bit of EV training that I've been doing. Like I said, I put the emulator in speed up mode. What I've been doing is I go back to Route 1, Pidgey and Rattata, easy speed IVs. I've been going into the forest. Right above, it's Viridian Forest, right? Yeah. And Caterpie gives HP EVs, and then you find Metapod and Kakuna that give like defense EVs. So again, I'm not fully, like none of my Mons are fully EV trained, but if I can get like 60, 80, 100 EVs into like 2 stats, that's good. Because then they're like halfway EV trained essentially. And it's given me a chance in these gym fights. The reason why the first 3 gyms were so hard and I lost so many Pokemon is because I didn't EV train at all at that point. So, trying to fight these gym leaders with juiced up movesets and a full team of 6, with basically I had a full team of 6, but they're completely untrained. So, they were really weak. And the movesets were awful too. Like I was running around with a Trico that had Absorb and Bullet Seed. I couldn't even do any damage, man. So it was tough. It was tough. But now that we're here, we got these mons like halfway EV trained. Well, apart from the ones that I just caught, but I'm gonna do just some real quick EV training. I'm not gonna max 252 because I feel like that might make it too easy. I want to struggle. I want to lose some Pokemon and have to face adversity. That's kind of the point, right? Again, you never want to lose Pokemon, but I'm going to lose Pokemon and have to face adversity. And I think that makes the playthrough a little bit better. So I'm going to keep going with that. Again, hopefully I never lose any Pokemon the rest of the way, but if I do, we'll find a way to overcome it, and we're going to bounce back stronger than ever, man. And we're going all the way. That I can guarantee you. So, with all that being said, this is going to do it for part number 9. And we'll be back soon for part 10. Although, I don't know how soon, because at the time we're recording this, you got to say these things because people are going to find this playthrough 5 years later on YouTube, right? They're not going to find it right now because it's a brand new channel. But if you are seeing this in the future, I'm recording this the day before Pokemon Legends ZA is officially released. So today is October 15th, 2025. So tomorrow Legends ZA gets released, and I'm going to be streaming that. I still got to buy a Switch too. I don't even have one, but I ordered with GameStop the pre-order bundle for the Switch 2 that comes with the Legends Arceus. No, Legends ZA. I keep calling it Legends Arceus. Pokemon Legends Zaza Pachulia. So tomorrow I will be streaming that and all throughout the weekend. So I don't know when I'm going to come back to record part 10. You know, it might be regular scheduled programming, which is every Wednesday on stream. So we'll see. But I might stream Legends ZA every day for like a week straight, for example. So there might be a little delay in between episodes. Again, that only matters for people that actually are watching it right now on YouTube, that expect to see an episode every week. But for people that are stumbling upon this playthrough 5 years in the future, it's irrelevant because you can watch the whole playlist start to finish at that point. So, with all that being said, this is where I'm going to cut things off for the YouTube side of things, and we'll keep going a little bit longer on the Twitch stream. But for anybody that is seeing this in the future, thank you. I hope you are enjoying this playthrough and watching me struggle through my first ever Nuzlocke. And, you know, it's not just a regular Nuzlocke. We're going hardcore Nuzlocke because I'm hardcore like that. And with that being said, thank you for watching. I hope that you have a good rest of your day, and I'll catch you on the next one. All right? Peace.